Now let us have a look for the next topic, that is advantages of vegetative reproduction. And again for that we are going to see the disadvantages also. So let us go for first advantages of vegetative reproduction. Farmers prefer to grow certain crops by vegetative method because reproduction by vegetative parts takes place in very shorter time. New plants thus spread very fast in small area. It is a surer method of propagation, means whatever the propagation means whatever the reproduction we are going to do, and like the plants which we are going to plant, so it should regrow. So it's a surer method, that is why the people are preferring most. Then the next is disadvantages of vegetative reproduction. As all plants developed by vegetative reproduction are genetically identical, they are all likely to be affected simultaneously if a disease spreads in the farm. Dispersal of plants does not take place on its own. Daughter plants so developed tend to remain nearby and as restricted to a particular area, leading to competition of resources. So, my dear children, mostly there are also disadvantages of vegetative reproduction. Why? Because whatever the plant has the disease, it is carried over by this method. So that is why it is again very much that much useful for the farmer. So this is about the advantages and disadvantages of the vegetative reproduction. Let us study about the artificial vegetative propagation. Artificial means what? If there are no seeds available, the seeds are dormant, that time some plants are there by not only by the seeds, but some of the plants are grown by the different ways. So for that purpose we are going to see the artificial vegetative propagation method. So what is it exactly? So there are four ways of this type of the propagation. So the first one is cutting, layering, grafting, and the last one is micropropagation technique. These are the four types of artificial vegetative reproduction. So for that the first one is cutting method. In this method, mostly the stem which has the birds on it, auxiliary birds on it. For example, just have a look here. So you can see the auxiliary birds over here. So from there the stem is cut down and that pieces are put, that bird wherever it is present, that pieces are put into the soil, and after few days you can see the growth of the roots over there and growth of the shoot system. So this is about the cutting method. So the next one is layering method. Layering occurs mostly in the plants like mint, then jasmine. There are many more plants, so mostly the layering method occurs. The plant which is planted in the soil, afterwards whatever the stem of that are just bending down towards the ground, that stem are again modified there, and from there auxiliary buds are growing into the roots, and the plant again regrows throughout the whole surface area, and that is about the layering method. For that, here I have the beautiful diagram. In this method, a portion of one of the method In this method, a portion of one of the lower branches of the plant with an auxiliary bud at the node is bent down to the ground so that it touches the soil. A ring of bark is removed from this portion, which is then covered with the soil. So, after covering this, the people are placing some stone or any heavy object so that the branch does not come out from the soil. In few days, when the branch gives out roots, it is cut off from the main plant. It then continues to grow out as an independent plant. This method is used for the propagation of plants like mint, rose, jasmine, etc. So this was about the layering method. Now let us study about the grafting method. Now for learning that, I wish that you people will also follow me in the video as I am doing the grafting method. So please my dear children, just carry two of the stem of the same species. You can carry it and just bring it in front of me. And just try to do this with the help of the cutter or any other object, and then we'll start it. Okay, so I have here two stems with me of same species, one plant of same species. I just want to make the grafting method here. So what I will do is, I will just cut with the knife or any other cutter or something. I will just cut it from the center. One I will cut with the from the center, and one I will show you later. So let us first start to cut this. So now I am just starting to cut this. See, you can see here, I will just cut it. Okay, it is soft stem, not that much hard. It is not of the grape plant we are planting. So after cutting this, you have to make it as a stalk. This will be known as a stalk. Now we have to prepare the scion. So how you will prepare the scion? You will just cut the stem sharper at the tip of the plant. Means here you will just sharp it like a pencil point. Okay, so let us see, in a triangular way we will cut it. So here I am cutting it. Okay, now here I have cut this portion. See, I have cut this portion, only this much part, as much it is needed to put there. So this is known as scion. This scion we will put into the stalk. So let us see how. So this is the stalk and this is scion. Now this you have to merge here. Okay. Yes. So in such a way you have to merge it here. And now you have to just tie it in such a way that it should be whole covered. This should not come out. It should be in this way. Okay, so I will just apply here sellotape. See. So after applying sellotape, it will look in this way, or you can tie with the rope also. See, in this way. And after that, apply here some wax all over. Okay, now this is known as a grafting method. So my dear children, you might have the question mark, the teacher, why the wax is applied on it? So wax is applied because the insects or any other harmful bacteria should not affect this process. That is why the wax is protecting it. You might have seen the in the last lesson that whatever the leaf is present, that leaf on that mostly the supportive and protective tissue we have studied. So whatever the protection is done, that wax like structure is on their leaf. So if you will pour the water on leaf, it will not absorb. So the reason is that it has the protective layer. Same way here also we have to protect our grafting method. Is that clear? So now this was about the grafting method. Next we are going to see about the micropropagation. Micropropagation is nothing but it's a technique of tissue culture. Mostly the farmers are taking the tissue culture plant because they are very much beneficial for them. For example, they are having mostly the system like the plants does not consist any type of the disease. That is the most important part of that. So that is why people are preferring more, and the growth of the plant is very high. Then again one more thing is that this tissue culture plant mostly it is if the seeds are dormant, this is mostly preferable. So let us study by the help of the diagram. So micropropagation is the propagation of plants by tissue culture technique. If vegetative propagation is not possible in plant, then tissue of vegetative bird shoot, apex or any other suitable part of the plant can be used as a explant for micropropagation. The plants are treated with sterilization chemicals to prevent microbial growth and then cultured in a particular nutrient medium. Cells grow and divide to form a cell mass called callus. Some growth regulates, plant hormones are added. The callus differentiates into plant parts looking like a tiny plant called plantlet. After 4 to 6 weeks, the plantlets are transferred to the soil. This can be used to develop and multiply disease-free stock. This technique is being used to grow orchids, gladiolus, etc. This was about the micropropagation technique. Now let us have some merits and demerits of micropropagation technique or tissue culture technique. It provides rapid propagation of identical individual. This technique is very productive for superior varieties. It is very useful in cases where seeds are dormant. The embryo is in these seeds can be cultured and micropropagated. Limitations of tissue culture. It requires a lot of scientific expertise. It cannot be applied to all cases. It is mostly easily applicable in remote agricultural areas. So this was about the merits and demerits of tissue culture technique. So till up to now we learn about the asexual reproduction in plants. Next time we are going to study about the sexual reproduction in plants. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.